2015, which was filed in the city clerk's office and posted on the bulletin board on December 23rd, 2014, and sent to the Star Ledger and the Home News Tribune in compliance with provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law of New Jersey. Roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Here.
Councilman Grover. Councilman Torres. Councilman Gonzalez. Councilman Canary.
Here.
Councilman Cedeno.
Here.
Councilman Goldman.
Here.
Councilman Mazza.
Here.
President Perkins Auguste.
Here. Will you please all rise for the prayer and the pledge of allegiance led by Councilman Kevin Kinnear. Thank you.
Almighty God, as we legislate for our community, may a strong sense of justice and fair play permeate all we do. Above all, we seek out your holy will. Give us the strength to follow it, regardless of all human consideration. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we go into public speaking, we will have a presentation by Councilman Frank Cuesta.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm so happy to see so many of you here tonight. I know you're here for different reasons, I assume, but I know that I invited 33 students from various high schools in the city of Elizabeth to be recognized tonight with a commendation from the City Council, as well as 2 adult honorees, Board of Education member Commissioner Maria Carvalho and retired school administrator Deborah Dixon. And we're doing this in anticipation of the dinner that we hold every year, the first and second Friday in May, where we recognize outstanding students from the city. We have been doing this for the past 9 years. I'm very proud to tell you that this year we have raised more than $60,000 for our young men and women. I wrote a few notes because there are certain things I don't want to forget. You need to understand that we are able to do that because I have been blessed with the support of so many people. For example, here at City Council, our own President, Patricia Perkins Auguste, sponsors a scholarship every year. Councilman Grover is not here, but he has been sponsoring the scholarship for the past 9 years. Councilman Kevin Kinnear is sponsoring a scholarship during his first year on City Council. Board of Education Commissioner that I just realized he was here, Jose Rodriguez, has sponsored a scholarship for several years now. So we have individuals, businessmen, people who care about education, like my friend in the back, Matthew Rinaldo. Matthew, where are you, Mr. Rinaldo? So Rinaldo is a retired school administrator who is sponsoring a scholarship this year. We have for the first time the Anita Duran scholarship that her family is sponsoring this year, and we're really happy with it. And we have Marcela Nunez here representing her family, the Gorga family, that is also sponsoring the scholarship, and we thank her for her support and presence here. Anyone else I mentioned you, but these are the names that I recognized earlier. Tonight we're going to give a commendation, as I said before, to the students, but I want to start with the 2 adult honorees. These 2 individuals have been outstanding in community service for many, many years. We're going to start with Ms. Deborah Dixon. we write this based on information that we know about the individuals. In my case, in this particular case, I don't really need to read anything because one of the main reasons that I became a successful administrator, and I'm not bragging on this, but people tell me that I was very successful at what I did. Spent 34 years of my life in the school district, 24 years as an administrator, and I think that I did an okay job. And the main reason is Ms. Dixon was my first mentor. I worked with her. In the late 80s, and like a former superintendent would say, Mr. Potempa, once you work at Cleveland, you can do anything. And sure enough, after that, I became the principal of school number 3. I became the director of human resources. And then again, principal school 23, Hamilton, and Jefferson. But the resolution, I wear my glasses, of course. But the resolution goes like this. Where the city council of the city of Elizabeth has learned that Deborah Elizabeth Dixon will be recognized as an honoree for the 2015 Elizabeth Promise Award Scholarship Ceremony, and whereas a graduate of Newark State College with a Bachelor of Arts degree, she taught elementary school at grades 4, 5, and 6 at George Washington School number 1. She then earned her master's degree in administration and supervision from Newark State College, and whereas Deborah was transferred to Grover Cleveland Middle School number 1, she held the position of teacher assistant disciplinarian. In 1982, Deborah was appointed to the position of principal of Grover Cleveland Middle School, where she served for 24 years.
Whereas in February 2009, Deborah retired from the Elizabeth High School. Deborah returned to her alma mater, Kean University, and she supervised and coached student teachers during their pre-professional and professional field experiences. And whereas also she serves on the Board of Trustees at the Elizabethport Presbyterian Center, and she shares her talents with Liberty Baptist Church, participating in many community activities. Now therefore be it resolved that Ms. Deborah Dixon has done so much for education here in the city of Elizabeth. She has educated generations of children throughout the district. People love her and know her not only for her teaching and her teaching and professional skills, but also for her nurturing of the entire community. So this is well deserved. We cannot say enough about what you have done. I remember when there was a strike, a teacher strike, and Ms. Dixon was like, I'm going to teach. I don't care. She has all these brothers, and they marched her into that school, and she took care of the business of educating our children. And this is what we need to do. Educators who are going to say, I don't care what's going on, we're going to educate and we're going to teach our children. So be it resolved. That's not all in the resolution. I just added that was an editorial. But be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Elizabeth commends Deborah Elizabeth Dixon for being recognized as an honoree for the 2015 Elizabeth Promise Award Scholarship Ceremony, and wishes her continued success in her future endeavors. And be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be spread in full upon the minutes of the City Council, and certified copy be sent to Deborah Elizabeth Dixon. It's funny that her middle name is Elizabeth, but it's not funny because God never makes a mistake. I'm Yolanda M. Roberts, Municipal Clerk, RMC of the City of Elizabeth, New Jersey, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a full, true, and correct copy of a resolution adopted at a meeting of City Council of the City of Elizabeth, New Jersey, held April 14, 2015. God bless you.
I'm waiting for things to happen. And God has a way of allowing other people to pat you on the back, to give you the courage to stand and wait while He works it out. So I thank everyone for being here tonight. I thank Frank for thinking about me, for Pat and the other city council members and the community at large. Thank you.
Can you join me? The next resolution is for the second honoree of that evening, and is Elizabeth Board of Education, Maria Duval. I have to tell you that I have never, let me rephrase that, because I have met a lot of people, but I am so impressed with how dynamic this person is. She is everywhere. And everywhere she goes, my humble opinion, she represents our city very well. I'm very proud that the people of Elizabeth elected her, because I know that she will do her very best to represent every student and every school employee in this district. So with that said, I'm going to ask Maria Duval to join us so we can do this. Whereas the City Council of the City of Elizabeth has learned that Maria Duval will be recognized as an honoree of the Class of 15 Elizabeth Promise Award Scholarship Ceremony, and whereas Maria has been an employee of the City of Elizabeth for 26 years, she presently is the Executive Assistant to the Department of Planning and Community Development, and whereas Maria has been a committee woman in the 3rd Ward, District 3A, Vice President of the Elizabeth Democratic Committee, Board Member of Groundworks Elizabeth, Housing Inspector with the State of New Jersey, and a certified fire inspector, and
Not sure where we left off. Whereas Maria is very proud of her Portuguese heritage. She is an active in the Portuguese community, and she's a member of the Lions Club International, Vice President of Elizabeth Portuguese Lions, member of the Elizabeth Portugal Committee. She is also was the director of the Elizabeth Portuguese Club. Maria is the parishioner of Our Lady of Fatima Church, and whereas
Maria has been married for 20 years and is a proud mother of 2 sons. She has been very active as the past president and vice president of the Victor Maragalav School 21 PTA, past president and vice president of School 22 PTA, and resolved that the City Council of the City of Elizabeth commends Maria Carrell for being recognized as an honoree of the 2015 Elizabeth Farmer Award Scholarship Ceremony, and wishes her continued success in her future endeavors. And be it further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be spread in the full upon the minutes of the City Council, and a certified copy be sent to Maria Carrell.
Good evening, everyone. I look out into city council chambers, and I just made a comment in the elevator. I should just move a bed here because I am here from morning till night. But I've never seen so many young people in this room, and it makes my heart swell. There are 33 recipients of a scholarship, and that means that it's being paid forward. That means that 33 people will make our city a better place to live in. So God bless each and every one of you, and thank you.
I also wanted to recognize James Carey, a community activist and president of the People's Organization for Progress. Also, in the back, I just realized that we have Jalisco Board of Education Commissioner Carlos Trujillo. Welcome. And now we're going to recognize the students. Let me briefly say that, as I stated before, how proud I was of this year's accomplishments with all the money that we were able to raise. And I'm extremely happy and proud of what we did. However, I have to say that I would have been happier if I had been able to find more money. 62 students applied and 33 were selected. And just so that you know, most of you might not have any idea how my mind works or what I do. I have explained it to a few close friends. But essentially, the first thing I do is I read the essay, and I take it from there. And I have to tell you, I have read some of the most beautiful things. And I don't know if every single parent is aware of some of the comments that their children made. Certainly, if one of my kids was talking about me that way, I would become very emotional because some of the statements are really priceless. And so once I read an essay and I'm really impressed with the essay, then I go to the GPA, or I go to the income and the activities and that kind of thing. But for future reference, I think that I'm going to let all the students know that that's the number one thing that I look at. Because when I read your essay, it tells me a lot about yourself, a lot about what kind of person you are, where you are, but more importantly, where you want to be. I'm impressed with all the students, recipients, academically. I'm impressed with so many of them that are also good in athletics. I'm impressed with some of them that are also good in acting. I mean, these are well-rounded young men and women, and they are definitely Elizabeth's promise. And that is why I'm delighted to present these awards to them tonight. And I want you to know that the scholarships range from $1,000 to $2,500 this year. As I call your name, I would like you to come and then remain here so we can have a group picture with all the recipients and with all members of the City Council. At this time, I'm going to ask Councilman Cedeno to join me and help me. The first recipient is Ketani Alves. Second one is Brittany Moreta. One mistake that I made, there's always time to correct, right? The accommodations are pretty much the same, with the exception that it indicates what scholarship the students get. So let me read a sample quickly. Whereas the City Council of the City of Elizabeth has learned that the annual Elizabeth Promise Scholarship Dinner will be held on May 8, 2015, and whereas prior to being selected for scholarship, applications are required and students must have at least a 3.0, I think it's a 3.5 GPA, submit recommendations by the teachers and or guidance counselors, and need to be active in the community. And whereas the 2015 Elizabeth Promise Award recipient of the Deborah Dixon Distinguished Educator Award is Brittany Moreta. Ketani Alves is the recipient of the Maria Caballo Outstanding Civic Leader Award. Next is Madison Pujols. Next is Vanessa Landaverde. Exceptional The next one is the Lumina Pacheco English Award, and it goes to Eva Lynch Plummer. I'm going to ask Commissioner Rodriguez to join me here for a second. Because the next award is the next award goes to Elsie Munoz, the Jose M. Rodriguez Future Teacher Award. The next award goes to Jonathan Hernandez, the Phillips 66 Baker Refinery Excellence in Science Award. I have to say it's one of the most difficult awards to obtain because the recipient is interviewed by Baker Refinery. And it's a great experience. I think Jonathan had, and I went with him. But it's a very difficult award to obtain, so I congratulate you like it. Okay. The next award is the Councilman Manny Grover Scholarship, and it's goes to Kiona Davis. Councilman Grover will be here this evening, but he will be at the May 8th ceremony. The next award is the Thomas Jefferson High School Award, and it goes to Inez Zapata. Next, we have the Anthony Newfree Jr. Academic Excellence Award. It goes to Roger Ortiz. The next award is the Oberoi Family Medical Scholarship Award, and it goes to Emily Salmonales. The next award is Councilman Carlos Torres, and it goes to Melanie Rua. Next award is Anthony J. DiMaggio Law Enforcement Scholarship, and it goes to a student who's going to pursue a career in law enforcement, Lena Sanchez. The next award is the Sandra Toll Excellence in the Performing Art Awards, and it goes to Catherine Palacio. Next we have Next we have the Councilman Kevin Canary Scholarship Award, and it goes to Brian Cavallo. Councilman Masso, would you like to join us? The next award is the Sergeant Thomas Escribano Scholarship. Sergeant Escribano retired from the District Police Department not too long ago, and he decided that every year he's going to award a scholarship. This is the second year, and And that award goes to Edwin A. Cortizo. I'm going to ask former Waterway Commissioner Olita Duran to join us, please. The next award is the Olita Duran Outstanding Civic Leader Award, and it goes to Genesis Gay Gasso. I'm going to ask Marcela Nunez to join me for the next award. The next award is the Amigos de la Educación Scholarship Award, and it goes to Rodrigo Ospina. The next award is an award that was established practically overnight. So unfortunately, I lost a personal friend. The city of Elizabeth lost a wonderful citizen, and the educational world lost an outstanding teacher in Brida Robles. And immediately a friend by the name of Pilar Fiaño, I don't think Pilar is here. I did inform her of tonight's event, but within 2 months, Pilar was able to raise more than $2,000. So we have 2 awards tonight. And the first Brida Robles Memorial Scholarship goes to Rocio Paniagua. She's not here. The next one goes to Maria Ramirez. You know, when I say who the sponsors would be, who the sponsors are, I said businessmen, individuals, there are organizations like within the police department and within the fire department that every single year they make a donation to us. The next award is the Elizabeth Firefighters FMBA Local 9 Scholarship for Michael Cojas. The next award is the Twin Cities Supermarket Community Award, and it goes to Priscilla Pierre. The next award is the Tony and Marlene Teixeira Scholarship Award. It goes to Miguel Marquez. Next is the Extra Supermarket Community Award, Michelle Megala. I'm going to ask Councilman Torres to join me for a second. The next award is the Puerto Rican Alliance of Elizabeth Scholarship. It's the first one that this brand new organization has created, and Councilman Torres is its president, and it goes to Gabriela Cespedes. The next award goes to Grayson Ospina, that I do not believe is here, right? Grayson is not here, right? Grayson is one of those students that could not be here. But the reason I want to say something about this award is called the STEM Scholarship Award. Let me see if I remember. Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And this award has been created and sponsored by a young lady by the name of Amanda Lazaro Juan, is her last name, I believe. She got married recently. And Amanda is a graduate of MIT. And Amanda decided to create a scholarship because in 2006, the first year of Elizabeth's Promise, Amanda herself received a scholarship. So this is one of the stories that I tell. The students are coming back and really giving back to the community, and that is wonderful. So it's too bad that all awards are unique and special. This one is unique and special for many reasons, and I will allow the council president to say it later if she wishes to. But the next one is the class of 1980 Patricia Perkins Agosti Scholarship Award, and it goes to Jenna Caldwell.
What makes this award so unique is that 35 years ago, I was the senior class president. Now I am city council president. And the award recipient, Jenna Caldwell, is now the senior class president. So, congratulations, and this is what student leadership can lead you to. It can lead you to the seat of city government. It can lead you to maybe the seat someplace in the Supreme Court. It can lead you anywhere in life that you would want it to take you. So this is something for all the students. I never dreamed of being even involved in politics past the senior high school level. But this is where it can take you. So everything comes to full circle also. So congratulations to all the rest.
I'm going to ask my good friend Matt Rinaldo to join me here for a second, please. Matt is a retired school administrator, as I am, and he and I can tell you stories, but not tonight. But we worked together for many years, and I think we learn from each other. He is the sponsor of the next award, and the next award is the Matthew T. and Francis M. Rinaldo Memorial Scholarship Award, and it goes to William Downey. The next award is named after a dear friend of mine, an administrator who's still working, but she could not be here. The Joan Tomek Outstanding Educator Award goes to Christian Mello. and it goes to Onyx Flores. The next award is the Community Investment Strategies Award, and it goes to Oscar Tizo. The next award is the Elizabeth Fire Officers IAFF Local 2040 Scholarship to Isaiah Carter. And last but not least, and this is another example of how people can get together. This is the second time that the teachers and staff at George Washington School #1, they get together and they come up with a scholarship. And the George Washington School #1 scholarship goes to Justine Hopes. And that concludes the award ceremony. I want to thank the parents and congratulate the parents for all the hard work and everything that you do. Thank you.
Grover, Councilman Torres, Councilman Gonzalez, Councilman Canary, Councilman Sedano, Councilman Bowman, Councilman Mazza, President Perkins Dusty.
Here. 7 members present. Public speaking. Is there anyone here wishing to address City Council? Public speaking. Please say, excuse me, can I finish? We have a decorum in the council chambers that when people are speaking, we try not to make any other noise or anything. So as educators, I know that you understand what I'm saying, and I'm hoping that you can follow our decorum for this evening's meeting. Thank you kindly. As I was trying to say, please state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam President, Patricia Perkins Dusty, City Council members, EA members, and members of the community. My name is Rose Corrado, and I am proud to be the president of the Elizabeth Education Association, which represents 3,800 plus teachers and educational support professionals in our public schools.
Can you kindly state your address for the record?
Address is 136 Broadway Street.
Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. As president of the EA, I have only come before City Council once before, and that occurred when there was a referendum from the school board back to the appointed board. Tonight, I felt compelled to come to City Council to voice my concerns regarding Mayor Bowles' statements on the city budget, school budget letter that he wrote to the Commissioner of Education designated testing. What caught my attention especially is that Mayor Bowles in his letter states, "This This most recent budget contains numerous questionable costs, such as $2.3 million for an additional 36 teachers, $2.1 million for the vacancy of 33 teachers. In order to have great public education and provide an education for our students, teachers are essential. Education is an investment in our children's future and comes at a cost. The fact is, our students are succeeding, and that's good for Elizabeth. Here's how we measure that success. 3 of our schools are National Blue Ribbon schools, which is the highest award that American school can receive. Terrence C. Riley, school number 7, Victor Moreau, school number 21, and William Allen, school number 22. Science teacher Tracy Espirito, who initiated Family Astronomy Nights and who successfully won recognition for school number 29, Dr. Albert Einstein Academy by NASA, received a $25,000 Milken Education Award. Elizabeth High School was named as a change maker by the Daily East Newsweek and is ranking at 25, doing the most with the least. The school has been ranked 15 on the list for its 96 graduation rate, 91 of the students reported as college bound, and 100% of the students enrolled in advanced placement courses. Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy was ranked 31 in Newsweek's Beating the Odds 2014 Top Schools for Low-Income Students rankings. One of Duarte Jose Marti, school number 28, has been named 2015 State School of Character. The Elizabeth High School Marching Band has won 23 championship titles over 37 years and was selected to perform at the Super Bowl pre-game show as well as at several other NFL events leading up to the game. 19 of our student athletes participated in Special Olympic bowling. 6th grade students from Madison Monroe School number 16 won 2nd place in the Don't Diss My Ability, Look What I Can Do. I State wide bulletin board contest sponsored by the Park of New Jersey. And Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy chemistry teacher Anna Jacob was honored by the National Academy of Future Physicians and Medical Scientists for inspiring her students to pursue careers in STEM fields. Robert Morris, school number 18, has been given a Learning through Garden grant, which provides New Jersey elementary schools with financial, educational.
I'm sorry, Ms. Coretta, you have about 58 seconds.
Real quick.
Thank you so
And I also
much.
want to acknowledge the wonderful young people that were here tonight for
Yes.
the scholarship. And as wonderful as these awards and accolades are, they cannot compare with the happy eager faces of our students when they enter our classrooms. So we were having ads projecting what's going on in our schools, and on behalf of my members and the students we serve, I would like to thank City Council for taking the time to listen to my comments and to ask for your support for our great public schools. Thank you.
Is there any other residents wishing to address City Council? Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Sarah Foley, I'm an organization maker. We're a community group located at 908 East Jersey Street in Elizabeth at the San Isabel Learning Center. I'm here with my colleague, Rafael Curcios, and Christia Flores, who's also a member of our group and whose daughter is being born today. Thank you so much to the President for that speech for the opportunity to speak. We're here tonight to extend an invitation to all the members of the City Council and join us on May 7th, Thursday, May 7th at 7:30 p.m. for an immigrant rights forum that we'll be hosting at the Santa Isabel Lutheran Center on 908 East Jersey. We've sent some invitations to you all and just wanted to come here today to extend the invitation in person. The forum will be an opportunity for immigrant community members to come together to present a platform for local action that cities and counties in New Jersey can take to support the rights of immigrants. So we'll send out an invitation here, but the basic platform is supporting driver's licenses on the state level. We know that this City Council took the lead and passed a resolution, and we're grateful for that. Municipal IDs, so that immigrants have access to an ID. additional workplace protections to end wage theft for immigrant workers, and ways of decoupling the relationship between ICE and immigration, which this city and county have also taken the lead on, and our statewide leaders on that issue. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak, and I just wanted to extend the invitation again if I can pass out some flyers.
Yes, you can pass out the flyers. And again, it is Thursday, May 7th from 7 to 9 p.m. Correct? And that's at 908 East Jersey Street, the church right across from the old Trinity or the old Elizabeth General Hospital.
That's right.
Okay, thank you so much for the information. One moment. One moment, I said one moment. Ms. Coretta, you can come back up and speak, because I don't want you to think that there was anything awry. Okay. If you cannot ask your members to be respectful, again, we have a level of decorum.
I understand.
Again, a lot of times my speaker's not on, they have to tell me to turn around. So there was no foul play in the fact that it was not plugged up unless,
I'm not going to repeat the entire speech. In fact, I didn't finish it. Thank you very much. But what I just really come here to talk about, and I represent teachers and custodians and support staff, so, and I feel that anyone is being attacked, maybe that wasn't the right word, but in question about their funding, and I felt necessary for me to speak up for our group. Because I think at the core, even the young folks that were here this evening are here because of the great teachers and the people that worked in their schools to support them. I know that the budget is being considered, and I hear a lot of different things, but what I'm here to say is that education is important. Yes, taxes have to be raised sometimes because education comes at a cost. So I'm just going to end with what I wasn't able to do before, and that's it. And I thank you again. As wonderful as these awards and accolades are, they cannot compare with the happy, eager faces of our students when they enter our classrooms, ready to learn. They know that teachers and educational support professionals who work in our public schools are their partners, along with their parents, in helping them achieve their potential. The Elizabeth Education Association, and hopefully you've seen them, started airing ads on cable as of April 25th, showing the great things that are happening in our Elizabeth Public Schools. And so on behalf of my members and the students we serve, I would like to thank City Council for taking the time to listen to my comments and to ask for your support to help with our great public schools. Thank you again.
Okay, you're welcome. Are there any other residents or taxpayers wishing to address City Council? Please state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to speak.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Maria Lorenz.
Good evening.
And I reside at 103 Murray Street. I come before the City Council tonight in regards to the request from Mr. Montero and Mrs. Spina to consider passing a resolution on the no bully zone. I want to remind Madam President that you experienced a circus-like behavior of these board members in January when you were wrongfully disrespected by Mr. Trujillo, badgered and yelled at, and then he turned his back on you, and your microphone being turned off. Another parent had her microphone turned off while police officers approached her because her time was up. I myself had the microphone turned off in the middle of public comments. A substitute teacher was let go because of his comment and speaking out. Parents have been blocked from the Facebook page for the school district when comments are made that do not align with what they want. This is not a case of strength versus the U.S. We do not live in a communist country where freedom of speech is censored. This is bullying behavior, which is also defined as the use of superior strength or influence to intimidate someone, typically to force him or her to do what one wants. Telling the truth is not bullying. Yes, Mr. Montero has a reprimand for voting his business partner, an auditor that provides services to the Board of Ed. It is unethical that Ms. Castillo was stating to parents of special needs that they do not do enough, and therefore less is more, not once, but twice. It is unjust that a person who we voted for, Ms. Amin, turns to Benedict Arnold, and during her campaign, used children with special needs to take pictures of them, and met with these parents. We voted for a change, but we see that she sides with corruption. An example of this is the second lunch meat scandal, which the Elizabeth Board has landed itself in and has yet to make a public statement about. This scandal and misuse of federal funds
BOE members and its administrators. We have Rafael Fajardo, who has the majority of his family working within the Board of Ed, who is disrespectful towards women and twists all that is said into convenient lies and is a deceiver. Montero called Patty Galanta in regards to a frivolous lawsuit. He calls our right to vote frivolous and inconsequential.
Ms. Lorenz, you got about 40 seconds left.
He makes a mockery of a democratic system to elect as we see fit, not for him to select. However, he won't discuss who pays for his lawyers to defend his ethics violations. I would like to say I understand that the board says that they require new teachers, but perhaps the money could be better spent if not for attorneys or frivolous lawsuits that they use to defend themselves. Money that should be better served in feeding our students and doing the right thing. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Are there any other residents or taxpayers wishing to address City Council? Please state your name and address for the record. Are there any other taxpayers or residents wishing to address City Council? Please state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, I just want to say one thing and then we're going to go on to our agenda, gentlemen. The City Council, we like and we welcome any person who has a vested interest in the city of Elizabeth to come before us. We don't censor people from speaking. We don't ask them to come an hour and a half before the meeting to write their name on a piece of paper. We don't do any of that. Mayor Jen Christian Bowles has an open door policy. Any person who has issues of grave concern to them, his office is always open. And so I'm just saying to the collective body who is here in front of us this evening, perhaps the leadership of your collective body should go and meet with the mayor and his administration regarding the letter. We too, the members of City Council, have a vested interest in the Elizabeth Board of Education. Most of us have children in the district. Some of us have been longtime teachers and educators, as you have all heard. So, and we recognize time and time again the talent, the genius, the love of all the children here in the city of Elizabeth. This month, you see I have this pin for autism. April is National Awareness Month for Autism. I have been working with parents over the years regarding services that our district provide or care not to provide when it pertains to children on the spectrum. We are in this fight together. There's no need for you to have your members come up with shirts and, it's time out for that. Time out. We really need to think about the future of our children, the future of our school district, and really get it together. Talking about privatizing the substitute teachers, I can go on and on and on. You know your own issues. So what I'm trying to say to you, if the mayor wrote a letter of concern regarding budgetary items on your school board, then perhaps you should call his office, which is open to any and everybody, and really address that issue. Let's not politicize issues of grave concern. If they're truly of grave concern, then call the mayor. He is available. He is the most accessible mayor that I know of in the state of New Jersey and probably in all of America. So reach out to him, and he will definitely hear what you have to say. Even if it's not valid, he will listen to you. Okay, so thank you for coming. You're welcome to come back at any time. As you see, this is an open forum. There is no need to sign in. We don't check your ID. Make sure you're telling us the correct name. We want to hear your concerns because we're here to resolve and solve issues in our great city. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, we're going to move on to public hearing. Ordinance number 4564, granting encroachment permit to Professional Service Industries, Inc., Schenectady, New York, on behalf of Iron Mountain Informational Management, LLC, Elizabeth, to perform environmental work consisting of 2 groundwater wells within the public right-of-way along the west side of Walmart Street. You heard the reading of ordinance number 4564. Is there anyone wishing to address City Council or ordinance number 4564? Seeing none, we close the public portion speaking for ordinance number 4564.
Ordinance number 4565, an ordinance approving the application and financial agreement with East Grand Street Urban Renewal LLC, Clifton, New Jersey, for a 30-year tax abatement to construct a new retail shopping center with a supermarket and other retail and restaurant tenants at the former transit bus parcel.
You heard the reading of number 4565. Is there anyone here wishing to address City Council on ordinance number 4565? Seeing none, we close the public portion speaking for that ordinance.
Ordinance number 4566, amend chapter 2.100.20 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Fees for Municipal Records to comply with state law.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4566. Is there anyone here wishing to address City Council on ordinance number 4566? Seeing none, we'll close that public portion speaking for ordinance number 4566.
Ordinance number 4567, amend chapter 7.54 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Sidewalk Cafe, specifically relating to license fees and a fee waiver for special events.
You heard a reading of ordinance number 4567. Is there anyone here from the public wishing to address City Council on ordinance number 4567? Seeing none, close the public portion speaking of that ordinance.
Ordinance number 4568, an ordinance to vacate a portion of Atlantic Street from former 4th Avenue to relocated Atlantic Street for the proposed construction of an auxiliary salt dome.
You heard a reading of ordinance number 4567. Is there anyone here wishing to address City Council on ordinance number 4567? Seeing none, close that public portion.
Ordinance number 4569, amend chapter 10.16.10 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Weight Limits, specifically to establish a 4-ton weight limit for motor vehicles except for pickup and delivery on West End Place.
Now, you heard a reading of ordinance number 4569. Is there anyone here wishing to address City Council on ordinance number 4569? Seeing none, public speaking closed for that ordinance.
Ordinance number 4570, authorize an ordinance to establish chapter 10.64.40 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Prohibition of Parking, Standing, Loading, and Unloading of Trucks, Tractor Trailers, or Vans on certain streets.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4570. Is anyone here wishing to address City Council? Seeing none, close that public speaking portion.
Ordinance number 4571, amend chapter 10.8.20 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Stop Intersections, specifically to add a multi-way stop at the intersection of Henry Street and Julia Street and the installation of stop sign warning 100 feet before the stop signs at said intersection.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4571. Is there anyone here wishing to address City Council? Seeing none, close the public portion speaking for ordinance number 4571.
Ordinance number 4572, amend chapter 10.8.20 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Stop Intersections, specifically to add a multi-way stop at the intersection of Henry Street and Fairmount Avenue and the installation of a stop sign warning 100 feet before the stop signs at said intersection.
You heard a reading of ordinance number 4572. Is there anyone here wishing to address City Council? Seeing none, close the public portion.
Ordinance
4572.
Ordinance number 4573, amend chapter 10.28.50 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Prohibited Parking, prohibited stopping or standing, specifically to add signage in front of Union County College, West Jersey Street from Sterling Place to Union Street.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4573. Is there anyone here wishing to address City Council on ordinance number 4573? Seeing none, close the
Ordinance number 4574, authorize the establishment of a personalized handicap parking space for Virginia Olis, 839 Gardner Street.
You heard a reading of ordinance number 4574. Is anyone here wishing to address City Council? Seeing none, Okay, with the consent of my colleagues, I would like to dispense of the reading of the petitions and the communications and the reports of city officers and move on to ordinances on first reading.
Ordinance number 4575, granting encroachment permit to Tourcon Inc., Red Bank, New Jersey, for the placement of temporary construction trailers within the public right-of-way of Pulaski Street for the construction of a new elementary school at Richmond Street.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4575. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4576, an ordinance approving the application and financial agreement with FRG Elizabeth Urban Renewal LLC Elizabeth for a 30 years tax abatement to construct a new freezer warehouse and ancillary office located on the vacated Henry Street parcel.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4576. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4584, authorize the establishment of a personalized handicap parking space for Alfredo Arias, 60 Watson Avenue.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4584. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading. Public hearing and further consideration of the foregoing ordinances shall take place at the city council meeting to be held Tuesday, May 12, 2015 at 7:30 p.m.
Ordinance number 4577, authorize the adoption of a bond ordinance in the amount of $5 million with a down payment of $250,000 for the resurfacing of various roads.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4577. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4578, authorize the adoption of a bond ordinance in the amount of $3 million with a down payment of $150,000 for the construction of a salt storage facility on city-owned property located at 338 Atlantic Street.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4578. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Do we have questions? Did they respond to our questions regarding? If it has alternative use? Okay, go ahead. Roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4579, authorize the adoption of a bond ordinance in the amount of $3 million with a down payment of $150,000 for the construction of the Miller Evans Logan Spray Park.
You heard a reading of ordinance number 4579. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks?
Yes.
Yes, Councilman Torres.
I hope this body supports this ordinance today. More recreation programs for our kids is a must here in the city of Elizabeth. I know it's done wonders in the 5th Ward, their spray park, so I'm hoping we have the same effect on families and our youth in the 1st Ward, so thank you.
Roll call.
Councilman Questa?
Aye.
Councilman Torres?
Double aye.
Councilman Canary?
Aye.
Councilman Sedano?
Aye.
Councilman Gollman?
Aye.
Councilman Mazza?
Aye.
President Perkins Dusty.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4580, authorize the adoption of a bond ordinance in the amount of $2,600,000 with a down payment of $130,000 for the improvements to Canal Park.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4580. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks?
Yes, Madam President.
Councilman Gollman?
Thank you. Madam President, as most people know, that Canal Park is kind of hidden over behind Keller Park, and been in need of improvement for years. And finally, we are there. I can't wait to see synthetic field there. They're going to offer opportunity for Little League to play baseball and also soccer. So I'm very proud and hope that each one of you will support this and so we can move forward to help our youth to stay off the street and get something positive in life as they play soccer and baseball in that area. Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome. Any other comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa?
Aye.
Councilman Torres?
Aye.
Councilman Canary?
Aye.
Councilman Sedano?
Aye.
Councilman Gollman?
Aye.
Councilman Mazza?
Aye.
President Perkins Dusty.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4581, authorize the adoption of a bond ordinance in the amount of $2 million with a down payment of $100,000 for improvements to Jackson Park.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4581. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Yes, Madam President. Jackson Park is a historical park that's been there for years. It's right across the street from St. Pat's. With these improvements, we're actually going to bring life to this park. I mean, it's going to be more attractive to families, and that's our whole goal, is to bring more recreation and families. So again, I hope this body today here supports this ordinance. Thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa?
Aye.
Councilman Torres?
Aye.
Councilman Canary?
Aye.
Councilman Sedano?
Aye.
Councilman Gollman?
Aye.
Councilman Mazza?
Aye for the first.
President Perkins Dusty.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4582, authorize the adoption of a bond ordinance in the amount of $1,800,000 with a down payment of $90,000 for acquisition of the property located at 300-328 Atlantic Street.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4582. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa?
Aye.
Councilman Torres?
Aye.
Councilman Canary?
Aye.
Councilman Sedano?
Aye.
Councilman Gollman?
Aye.
Councilman Mazza?
Aye.
President Perkins Dusty.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading.
Ordinance number 4583, authorize the adoption of a capital ordinance in the amount of $1 million for the acquisition of various equipment for the Department of Public Works.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4583. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa?
Aye.
Councilman Torres?
Aye.
Councilman Canary?
Aye.
Councilman Sedano?
Aye.
Councilman Gollman?
Aye.
Councilman Mazza?
Aye.
President Perkins Dusty.
Aye. Ordinance passes on first reading. The public hearing and further consideration of the foregoing ordinances shall take place at the City Council meeting to be held Tuesday, May 26, 2015, at 2 p.m. During the Youth and Government Day Council meeting. Ordinance on final passage.
Ordinance number 4564, granting encroachment permit to Professional Service Industries, Schenectady, New York, on behalf of Iron Mountain Informational Management, LLC, Elizabeth, to perform environmental work consisting of 2 groundwater monitoring wells within the public right-of-way along the west side of Walnut Street.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4564. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Ballman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final reading.
Ordinance number 4565, an ordinance approving the application and financial agreement with East Grand Street Urban Renewal LLC, Clifton, New Jersey, for a 30 years tax abatement to construct a new retail shopping center with a supermarket and other retail and restaurant tenants at the former transit bus parcel.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4565. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks?
Yes, Madam
Yes,
President.
Councilman Coleman?
Yeah, thank you. Madam President, I don't have to tell you, you know just as much as I do. The old bus company has been long departed there and left an eyesore there. And we have been working very hard to clean up that area. I can't wait until we put a shovel in the ground, start the project over there. We're getting very close to build a supermarket, other retails in that area, and a restaurant. It's going to be a great improvement to that area, especially on that side of the highway where our supermarket are very limited. And I think this is going to help improve the quality of life for people there, going to produce jobs. And last but not least, we have in this ordinance a tax abatement. I want people to understand that we offer a tax abatement for a certain time. Does not mean that people are not paying taxes at a reduced rate. So make sure people understand that. A lot of people think that because we give people the tax abatement, they don't pay the tax. That's not true. So I want to thank you and hope everyone here, I say council, will support this one. Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome. Are there any other comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gallman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final reading.
Ordinance number 4566, amend chapter 2.100.20 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Fees for Municipal Records to comply with state law.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4566. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gallman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4567, amend chapter 7.54 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Sidewalk Cafes, specifically relating to license fees and a fee waiver for special events.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4567. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Ballman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final reading.
Ordinance number 4568, an ordinance to vacate a portion of Atlantic Street from former 4th Avenue to relocated Atlantic Street for the proposed construction of an auxiliary salt plant.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4568. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gallman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final reading.
Ordinance number 4569, amend chapter 10.16.10 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Weight Limits, specifically to establish a 4-ton weight limit for motor vehicles except for pickup and delivery on West End Place.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4570. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gallman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4570, authorize an ordinance to establish Chapter 10.64.40 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Prohibition of Parking, Standing, Loading, and Unloading of Trucks, Tractor Trailers, or Vans on certain streets.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4571. What is your pleasure?
45-7.
Oh, 4570, excuse me. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Thank you. Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Auguste.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4571, amend Chapter 10.8.20 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Stop Intersections, specifically to add a multi-way stop at the intersection of Henry Street and Julia Street, and the installation of stop sign warning 100 feet before the stop signs at said intersection.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4572. What is your pleasure? 4571. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Auguste.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4572, amend Chapter 10.8.20 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Stop Intersections, specifically to add a multi-way stop at the intersection of Henry Street and Fairmount Avenue, and the installation of a stop sign warning 100 feet before the stop signs at said intersection.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4572. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Auguste.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4573, amend Chapter 10.28.50 of the Code of the City of Elizabeth entitled Prohibited Parking, Prohibited Stopping or Standing, specifically to add signage in front of Union County College, West Jersey Street from Sterling Place to Union Street.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4573. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Auguste.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final.
Ordinance number 4574, authorize the establishment of a personalized handicap parking space for Virginia Olis, 839 Garden Street.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 4574. What is your pleasure?
Move the ordinance for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedan.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Auguste.
Aye. Ordinance passes on final. For new business,
Authorize an amendment to the fiscal year 2015 capital budget in the amount of $18,400,000. Authorize an amendment to the fiscal year 2015 budget to insert as an item of revenue, State of New Jersey Department of Transportation Municipal Aid Program 2015 in the amount of $351,282. Certified to the State of New Jersey Local Finance Board that each member of City Council has reviewed and is familiar with, as a minimum, the sections of the 2014 Annual Audit Report entitled General Comments Recommendations, amended resolution adopted July 22, 2014, awarding a contract to Powell Capital Markets, Inc. to provide financial advisory services in connection with the city's issuance of municipal and sewer utility debt obligations in an amount not to exceed $40,000, specifically to increase the amount of the contract an additional $30,000 for services for the recent financing of approximately $50 million in bond ordinances. Amend a resolution adopted July 22, 2014, awarding a contract to Dakatis Fitzpatrick and Cole LLP to provide bond counsel services in an amount not to exceed $60,000, specifically to increase the amount of the contract an additional $100,000 for services for the recent financing of approximately $50 million in bond ordinances. Authorize the tax collector to issue a duplicate tax sale certificate to Stonefield Investment Fund, 3rd LLC, dated June 2, 2014, known as Block 3, Lot 702. Approve the application for tax exemption and authorize the mayor to enter into a financial agreement with FRG Elizabeth Urban Renewal LLC Elizabeth for a 30 years tax abatement on property formerly known as 525, 597 Henry Street and 526, 596 Henry Street to construct a new freezer warehouse and ancillary office located on the vacated Henry Street parcel. Authorize the award of a contract to Office Solutions, Inc., Warren, New Jersey, for the purchase of telecommunications equipment wired for various departments for the period April 1, 2015 through March 31, 2016 at a cost not to exceed $50,000. Authorize the award of a contract to Wireless Communications and Electronics, West Berlin, New Jersey, for the purchase of computers and computer accessories for the fire department for the period April 7, 2015 through September 30, 2015, at a cost not to exceed $50,000. Reject all bids received March 19, 2015 for the furnishing of 3 2015 or newer Type 1 ambulances for the Ambulance Services Bureau of the Fire Department and authorize the purchasing agent to rebid for same with revised specifications. Authorize the award of a contract to Hertridge Fleet Services, Inc., Milford, Delaware, for the purchase of 1 2015 Dodge Ram Crew Cab as an addition to the fleet for the police department at a total cost of $24,940.80. Authorize the award of a contract to SHI International, Somerset, New Jersey, for the renewal of the Reverse 911 System Unlimited annual fee for the police department for the period June 13, 2015 through June 12, 2016 in the amount of $36,630.
You heard the reading of the resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Move the resolution for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilman Questa?
Aye.
Councilman Torres?
Aye.
Councilman Canary?
Aye.
Councilman Sedania?
Aye.
Councilman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilman Mazza?
Aye.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. All resolutions passed.
Authorize the award of a contract to Arconic System LLC, Marlton, New Jersey, for the maintenance and quarterly license of police computer assisted records management and dispatch system for the period April 7, 2015 through June 30, 2015 in the amount of $23,720. Authorize the award of a contract to James River Insurance Group, Richmond, Virginia, through the agent of record Hughes Plummer and Associates, covering professional liability insurance for the city engineer and his staff for the period May 10, 2015 to May 10, 2016 at a cost of $38,787. Authorize the award of a contract to T&M Associates, Middletown, New Jersey to provide engineering on-call services for the period April 10, 2015 to April 9, 2016 at a cost not to exceed $45,000. Authorize the award of a contract to Klein Traffic Consulting LLC, West Orange, New Jersey, to provide engineering on-call services for the period April 10, 2015 to April 9, 2016 at a cost not to exceed $15,000. Authorize proper city officials to accept all appropriate documents for the New Jersey Department of Transportation Youth Corps Urban Gateway Enhancement Program in an amount not to exceed $200,000 to provide urban youth with opportunities to gain experience and exposure to various careers in transportation through paid summer employment. Authorize proper city officials to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the New Jersey Medical School Global Tuberculosis Institute at Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences to provide diagnosis, treatment, monitoring, case management, and field services for city residents confirmed or suspected of tuberculosis disease for the period January 1, 2015 to December 31st, 2015. In an amount not to exceed $50,684. Authorize the proper city officials to execute all necessary documents to provide a rental housing program deferred payment loan to McGill Real Estate Holdings, LLC, Elizabeth, for the rehabilitation of one unit and vacant 6-unit building located at 620 East Jersey Street in the amount of $60,000. Authorize proper city officials to execute all necessary documents to provide a loan to CIS Oakwood LLC, Lawrenceville, New Jersey, in the amount of $336,000 for bond repayment costs associated with acquisition and redevelopment of an affordable housing project located at 200-230 Parker Road, formerly known as Oakwood Plaza. Amend a resolution adopted December 9, 2014, awarding Community Development Block Grant funding for fiscal year 2014-2015 with nonprofit agencies, specifically to hire a CPA firm to prepare the Elizabethport Presbyterian Center's past 2 years' audit reports at a cost of $15,000. Amend a resolution adopted December 9, 2014, awarding Community Development Block Grant funding for year 2014-2015 with nonprofit agencies, specifically to use program income for the Office of Relocation, an additional amount of $50,000 for rental assistance emergency stays for fire victims and families living in illegal apartments. Amend the resolution adopted December 9, 2014, awarding Community Development Block Grant funding for year 2014-2015 with nonprofit agencies. It's getting hot. Specifically to increase funding to the Cerebral Palsy League, Inc., an additional amount of $5,000 to cover prevailing wage cost requirements for the period July 1, 2015 to December 31st, 2015.
You heard the reading of the resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Move the resolution for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any remarks? Seeing none. Roll call.
Councilman Questa.
Aye.
Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedano.
Aye.
Councilman Gollman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Aye.
President Perkins Augusta.
Aye. All resolutions passed.
I'll try. Okay. I'll keep going for a minute. We'll see. Authorize the award of a contract to Supreme Conditioning Systems, Inc., Hazlet, New Jersey, for the furnishing of preventive maintenance and emergency repair service for heating, air conditioning, and automatic temperature control system at city-owned buildings for a 2-year period at a cost not to exceed $622,150. Authorize the award of a contract to Alameda Contractors, Inc., Bridgewater, New Jersey, for on-call service for sidewalk and drainage improvements at various city parks and city right-of-ways for a 1-year period at a cost of $423,960. Authorize the award of a contract to Hatchmont McDonald, Island, New Jersey, to provide professional engineering and field services in connection with the Atlantic Street Storm Water Storage Tank preliminary design and feasibility study on a time and material basis at a cost not to exceed $111,000 plus reimbursables. Authorize the award of contract to Envar Services Inc., North Brunswick, New Jersey, to provide civil engineering services in connection with the design and construction administration of the Elizabeth River Trail, Phase 4, at a cost not to exceed $315,400. Authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with the state of New Jersey to provide funds for the city's 2015 Summer Food Nutrition Program for the period July 6, 2015 to August 28, 2015 at no cost to the city. Authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with the state of New Jersey Department of Education sponsor management plan for the 2015 Summer Food Service Program, which will commence July 6, 2015 to August 28, 2015 at no cost to the city. Authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with the Elizabeth Board of Education to provide food vendor services in connection with the 2015, in conjunction, with the 2015 Summer Food Nutrition Program for the period July 6, 2015 to August 28, 2015 at no cost to the city. Establish handicap parking space in front of the premises located at 243 Magnolia Avenue. Authorize settlement in the litigation matter of Aguilar versus City of Elizabeth in the total amount of $37,500. Adopt a resolution of support as recommended by the New Jersey Department of Transportation for a no passing zone on Route 27 in the City of Elizabeth. Permit the Franco Mazza Civic Association, Elizabeth, to host the annual St. Vito procession and feast on July 23rd through 26th, 2015. Permit the city, on behalf of Mr. Bill Lavin, founder, Where Angels Play Foundation, Woodbridge, New Jersey, to accept the playground to be placed next to Veterans Memorial Park to honor the memory of the children and educators killed in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Adopt a resolution recognizing Municipal Clerks Week and the importance of the services provided by the Office of the Municipal Clerk.
You heard the reading of the resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Move the resolution for a vote, Madam President.
Moved and seconded. Are there any comments?
Madam,
Yes, Councilman Mazza.
we appreciate the work of our city clerk and all the employees that are working for our city council and for the citizens of Elizabeth. It's a well-deserved resolution.
Ditto. Any other comments? Roll call.
Councilman Questa. Aye. Councilman Torres.
Aye.
Councilman Canary.
Aye.
Councilman Sedania.
Aye.
Councilman Gorman.
Aye.
Councilman Mazza.
Excuse on the Franco Mazza Association, yes, and everything else.
President Perkins Dusting.
Aye. All resolutions passed.
Pay utility bills, approve bingo and raffle licenses. Gotta vote on.
Undo the necessary. Undo the necessary.
Okay.
And do we have, okay, are there any other commendations?
Madam President,
Yes.
I would like to add a commendation for Pastor Lester Wormley. He's celebrating his 5th year anniversary leading Liberty Baptist Church here in the city of Elizabeth.
Are there any other commendations? Okay, I'm gonna cast the necessary, oh, I gotta read on. Nominations for the Elizabeth Palmer Scholarship Program. Container Alves, the Maria Carvel Outstanding Community Service Award, Brittany Morari, the Deborah Dixon Distinguished Education Award, Madison Pelotas, the Anthony E. and Santana L. Conti Memorial Award, Vanessa Laverde, the Rebecca Alelo Exceptional Academic Award, Eva Lynch Comer, the Thelema Pacicio English Award, Alicia N. Nunez, the Jose M. Rodriguez Future Teacher Award, Jonathan Hernandez, the Phillips 66 Brewery Refinery Award, Keona Davis, the Councilman Manny Rover Scholarship, Anel Zapata, the Thomas Jefferson High School Award, Roger Ortiz, the Anthony Nufrua Jr. Academic Award, Emily Salamosi, the Oberia Family Medical Scholarship Award, Melena Rua, the Councilman Carlos Torres Award, Lena Sanchez, the Anthony G. Diamagi Law Enforcement Scholarship, Catherine Veciso, the Sandra Toll Excellence in the Performing Arts Award, Brian Caraballo, the Kevin Canary Scholarship, Councilman Kevin Canary Scholarship Award, Adrian and Cortizo, the Sergeant Thomas Escobarno Scholarship, Genesis Gaza, the Onita Duran Outstanding Civic Leader Award, Rodrigo Osmanilla, the Amigos de la Education Scholarship, Rocio Panagua, I said that wrong, the Brigetta Robles Memorial Scholarship, Maria Ramirez, oh, the same thing, the Brigada Robles Memorial Scholarship, Michael Rojas, the Elizabeth Fireman's FMBA Local 9 Scholarship, Priscilla Pierre, the Twin City Scholarship Community Award, Miguel Marquez, the Tony and Marlene Texteria Scholarship, Michelle McLella, the Extra Supermarket Community Award, Gabriela Cesapitas, the Puerto Rican Alliance of Elizabeth Award, the Bresana Ospina, the STEM Scholarship, Jenna Caldwell, the Class of 1980, Patricia Perkins Auguste Scholarship Award, William Downey, the Matthew D. and Francis M. Rinaldi Memorial Scholarship, Kristen Melu, the Joan Tomek Outstanding Educator Award, Onyx Flores, the Roger McCarthy LLC Award, Oscar Cortizo, the Community Investment Strategies Award, Isaiah Carter, the Elizabeth Fire Officer IAFF Local 2040 Scholarship, Justin Hopes, the George Washington School No. 1 Award, and we have Eileen Walsh, she's retiring from the drama coach from Elizabeth High School, Pastor Ernest Jackson, 5th anniversary, Greater St. John Church, Future City Inc., Citizen Scientist, William R. Silverman, DDS retirement, and Margaret Collins, retirement from the Law Department here in the City of Elizabeth, and Pastor Worley, 5th anniversary at Liberty Baptist Church. Are there any memorials? Any memorials? No memorials? Motion to adjourn. Thank you, gentlemen.